first react on what I had my opponent coming here to say. I had him talk about the orphans who could be increased. But do you people always believe that most of these people who are being defiled are orphans? And how are we caring about orphans who will be made? After when this one, I've just defined an orphan who is living in a community. I have him also talking about human rights. Is that person who is being raped or being defiled not have the right? He or she also have the right, the same right you're talking about. This person also have the right not to be defiled. With this, allow me to go through what my fellow speaker came in and said. My fellow speaker talked about upholding the recent past. Ask you to look back into the Ugandan history. It was very true that people who used to commit such a crime, such a very ugly crime, like raping women, raping girls, defiling young people, they were punished and they were afraid of committing such a crime again. Of which we, the government now, we believe that in case we punish these people by killing them, there will be people who will be afraid of committing such a crime again. Let me go straight to my point of argument. I am here by saying that there will be reduction in the rate of the crime, including other crimes which is not even defilement will be reduced as the people will see that people committing crime like defilement being killed, they will be afraid of going ahead to commit any other crimes, of which the community will be free from all these pollutants. Let me go to the next point, which is saying cost effective. If you are to see, it is actually cost effective as I'm saying, because we will live and save time. It takes only a minute to kill someone, and it is very, very, very effective, rather than giving someone for a long period of time. One, feeding on our food. We don't want. Secondly, that person will be accommodated, will be living in a very good house. We don't want. The person will even be depending on our tax. We don't want. We should just kill you there by then. Rape me and fight. I would also want to say that this will help to serve as a very good punishment for people who commit such acts. It is the best punishment, because if you are just punished like killing them, stay in the prison for just a very few periods of time, these people will still have that possibility of coming back and repeating such a crime time and again. Therefore, I would like to end here by saying that we, the people, the families, we stand here strongly and saying that we are going to impose death penalty as a mandatory sentence for people who will be convicted of defilement, because these people really deserve it. As you make us to cry, you shall cry the same way.
Starting in 3, 2, 1. This house, in a bid to reduce the cases of teenage pregnancies and child marriages, supports the imposition of death penalty as a mandatory sentence to people who are convicted of defilement. Dear panel, allow me to start from where our current speaker stopped. She gave us points that prisons are places where the people who are defilers are going to enjoy life, they are eating our taxes. But let me tell you that prisons are places that are more nasty and horrible than you think. We have ever seen people who come back from prisons when they are trained. Why? Because of their life that is there. They are going to do hard work, they are going to do a lot of money, keeping animals, they are going to be given little food. And how are you, if you're a serious defiler, come back and do defilement again, knowing that you're going back to that kind of life? This point comes to a zero. You talked about not allowed, please. I'm still educating the house. Your second speaker came and gave us point about rape, but we clearly see the motion giving us that we are talking about defilement, not rape. On that point,
Information speaker.
not allowed please. Our first speaker came and gave us a point here that increase in the number of orphans. But what is increasing the number of orphans? You're looking at only defilement. It is because of the poverty we are facing. These are the root causes of the defilement we are talking about here today. We have clearly seen that the reason as to why there is an increase in the number of orphans because the government is not clearly supporting those ones who are going into their houses, who are starting their families with any form of support. Things like social service centers, they are not providing it. We have seen that culture, African culture, is one of the reasons. That is the root cause. Why? Simply because Africans only see when a girl has reached and their breasts are becoming bigger and they say you're ready for marriage. This is one of the things that the government should first of all handle before heading for defilement, which is the case that we're talking about today, which is actually very unserious. You gave us point on upholding the recent past, but we clearly see that yes, those days people used to kill others. Why? Because they were loyal. But we see that in a country, people are not the law-making body. We have seen that the government is a law-making body. By this, you say that yes, the people are accepting that we are supposed to kill these people. Why? You're increasing the number of crimes. If in a normal understanding, those people who are acting in the mob justice are supposed to be arrested because they're committing crime by killing. Why don't you leave it to the bodies that are responsible for that? You're talking about equilibrium. Explain it as balance, bringing balance among those people. But we clearly see that equilibrium, yes, it is increasing in the number of orphans that we have. We have seen most of the orphanages nowadays, they have a lot of orphans. Why? They're increasing every now and then, simply because the government is not handling cases. You talk about need to punish, need to handle the vigorous crimes that are, but all of us are human. Let us be humans, but not wild animals that kill themselves in the bush. My first point for today, dear panel, is depriving children from their parents. We clearly see that most of the children today, they don't have their parents. Why? Because they are going to be killed just as a simple result, which is defilement. No, we should not kill them. Why? Because we need to raise children, we need to raise citizens who know that yes, we once had our parents who are like this, not killed. By the time you're knowing that yes, this is this, then you have your parents killed. So this brings us and shows to the house today that as the negators, we are not going to accept this. My next point is rise in conflict in societies. If I have a son, my son has impregnated a neighbor's daughter. We clearly see that I'm going to have grudges. However much I know that my son has impregnated through a defilement, that the daughter will have also contributed. So it's going to do. Thank you.
3, 2, 1. This house, in the bid to reduce cases of teenage pregnancy and child marriage, support the provision of the penalty as a mandatory sentence for people convicted of defilement. Next proposal, allow me to pick up from where the current speaker has stopped. They talk about African culture as the root of defilement is increasing rate of defilement. But there's no way. This way around, we have got what? Different cultures with their what? Administration. Whereby in this matter, they could not come up with supporting the rate of defilement. Look at the tourism as a culture. They have their what? Their own government. So in this matter, they're not complaining that defilement should be what? Preserved. They came here and saying that increasing the rate of orphans. But in this matter, orphans, there are the most people being defined in the country. So in this matter, we're working hand in hand to make sure that these people, they are not being passing under different circumstances in the community because they have got no parents. Automatically, when someone realizes that the person is in jail has been committed a crime of defilement, in that matter, they are also increasing high crime rate because that person will go back in the community and commit crime, then go in the prison, and in that matter, it automatically mess up with that person. In that matter, it is also what increasing high crime rate. So in this matter, this person have to be key so that people in the community they could be aware. My team proposed to talk about possibility of reducing crime, high crime rate. That is right. Cost effective. We all agree. Need to serve punishment for big rash crime. But if you did big thing, they should avoid you for big punishment. You cannot see a chicken, then they just leave it like that. You kill the person, you kill the person, be killed. You did defilement. Defilement is a nasty work, by the way. In some individual, this person continue to work for the prison in the prison. You're working in the prison. You're eating food without even thinking in a single day, by the way. But the person whom you've been defied is working here, is paying tax to the government. Those who are eating in the prison, they are eating through our money. And if that person realizes, automatically, it will even bring more trauma and the person will be more traumatized ever. My team opposed, you will allow me to pick out all answers from this question. If you will not give death penalty, what information speak up? Please wait before I inform you. Now, question 2. In what ways will you work with the government to stop death penalty? Question 3. Remind me, come and answer it in the state before the judge. What are those practical ways we will use? Wait, I will inform you my statement. If you will not support the death penalty, what will you do? How will you satisfy the victim when they get to understand that their tax they're paying to the government is being paid to the person who has done the offender as the defilement? The reason as to why we want this debate, because we are not accommodating high crime rate in the community. Depending on our tax, we could not depend our tax on a nasty person who has committed a lot of crime in the community. In that matter, we will not tolerate that in any way from because this person is still in jail in prison, automatically it will make no sense. So my fellow teammate, more nasty. You talk about something like more nasty, and you think that people surviving in prison are people. Remember, these people that are eating good food than we, the people living in the community. You just wake up, you wait for lunch, you go for lunch. So, I don't know what you say.
I begin my speech in 3, 2, 1. Please, panel, allow me to begin from a very serious note because I'm not talking about this. Our dear opponent, the last speaker came here and posted a question that how are we going to maintain, or how are we going to make sure that these people are actually not killed? Now, let me answer your question. Earlier, we stated here in our status quo that we are going to maintain the current status quo, but improve. This is the things we have provided to you that actually, if we are to, that if the government is to first of all improve or improvise or make sure that they remove the corruption that is actually in Uganda, the poverty that is among people in Uganda, then we are going to achieve this. Besides, panel, these people fail one thing. They did not tell us how they're going to implement this death penalty. When the law is going to be imposed, the importance of this law they did, the impacts and the benefits to them as to have the citizens of Uganda. To continue, today's debate we are dwelling on the points of deprives children from parents, yet orphans. While they came here and they started saying, no, people are already orphans. Yes, people are orphans. Others are orphans because of poverty. And this is the same problem that the government will first have to solve so that orphans are not there. We also talked about protecting human rights. Yes, they also claim that people who are being defied, their rights should also be protected. Yes, we are saying their rights should not be. Yes, we are saying that these people should actually be protected, the same as these other people being protected. Why? Because as we all see in Uganda today, anyone has a right to live. And right to life is one of the rights that is actually imposed by the UN. So why should we go ahead actually taking those rights and do something against the choosers? Please frustrate. And then we talked about going to right vengeance is not a right thing to do in this situation. Why? It increases conflicts among people. It brings that conflict between the government and the citizen. I wonder which kind of government Team Affirmative is going to make for us. This debate does not suit those people. Why? Because they end up bringing something that actually make the rights of the citizens more bad than coming up with something that actually help solve the problem that is on the table and at the same time you're affecting them. Dear Banner, our match point for today was actually deprives children from parents. This was where we renegators were saying many children are actually becoming orphans, and then the farmers were also we are knocking our heads about this point. They were also saying that no, these people are not orphans because of things like this, but we're saying these people are orphans because of what is actually going on. So our major point of intention for today's debate was deprive children from their parents. And then there's something that actually Team Affirmative does not understand well. The difference between because everything that we have done today makes us believe so well. That's your point.
Panel. What Team Affirmative fails to understand completely is the workability of their bill. Imagine, you ask them the benefits of this. You waited for it in vain, dear judge. Imagine this, the impacts on the community as a whole. So, dear judge, we win this debate simply because imagine they are imposing something of which they don't know the current status quo. Really? Imagine, dear judge, they never give us the current status quo, dear judge. So, there's no need that they win this debate. We win, we are still negative, we win that debate. Dear judge, imagine they claim that the people who are defied have rights and say the rights of the perpetrator must be conserved and protected. But as we all know that defilement is after term of agreement. So there's no need of people coming and saying that they violate the rights of not being defined. So dear judge, imagine what all these people that are now thinking too. So dear judge, imagine these people, they never give us the achievement of their bill, their plan. What will it achieve really? But it seems like the achievement will be increased orphans in the country. But dear judge, this is something that is hurting us really. The government that is to reform will be a government that will take Uganda into ruin. So dear judge, we says that we as team negative, we win tonight debate simply because we impose them, question them, how will this help? They never give us the answer. We wait for it in vain, dear judge. Imagine. So dear judge, I says that team negative wins tonight's debate. Rest my case, dear judge.
So, okay, the motion remains the same. This sounds to be that, this sounds in a bit reduced cases of teenage pregnancy. Germany supports the position of what death penalty as a what mandatory sentence for people convicted of death. For defilement. Now, how to look at this? We find a few questions, we get no answer. In fact, after this debate, please need us an answer because we asked you. How will you satisfy the victim when they get to understand that their tax feeds the person who defied them? Number one, no answer. If you will not give death penalty, what will you give? No answer. Number three, if you will what will you implement since you don't want to support the motion? What will you implement? Again, no answer. They come and talk about human rights. We answered that even before I came on stage. In fact, even before we came to see here, we answered that by saying that we are also conserving rights of this person who has been fined. Secondly, they say that prisons are places of poor standards of living. But we are saying the way these people are faced these days, ladies and gentlemen, I checked the quantity of portion these people should be punished. Then I ask
what kind of government? I will answer you, a peaceful government. They say that we supported vengeance, but then my last case of argument said clearly here that they need to minimize vengeance. Now I don't know how to support vengeance by minimizing vengeance. Ladies and gentlemen, point of contention, I see them reducing. So at the end of this whole, we win. Okay? We win, first of all, we win. Yeah, we win. We win. And totally we win because number one, our case number one was like possibility of reducing crime rate went and rebutted. Two, they need to severely punish vigorous crimes went and rebutted. Three, so as to serve as equilibrium went and rebutted. The rest were answered properly. Thank you, House. Alright, the House thanks the debaters.
Go to Moko.
One next round. The panel will now-
Nyewa immediate Cikiri kuanya karena saya kini stop dan kita cimot sudah jam apa